Hey, it's Pierre. So I got a chance to test out some of the 2018 Rackets when I was down in Charlottesville, Virginia at the World Masters. I ran into Ben from Squash Gear, one of my affiliates, and when he rolls to a tournament, he doesn't just bring a bag, he brings this box. So I got a chance to hit with these rackets, and it's pretty informal, but I thought I'd take down some thoughts, and I got a chance afterward in a gym near where the courts were to record some thoughts. So hopefully this is helpful. Okay, well, the lights are out in this room, so we won't be able to see these rackets too well, but I can at least make some notes. This is the X.Lite 130 from The 130, it feels like there's more weight all the way through the frame, and it's sort of making it kind of evenly balanced and heavier all the way through. I kind of like this in the sense of when I'm playing and being able to just know that there's something behind every shot and that I don't have to have perfect form on everything. That even if I get caught off guard, I can at least get the momentum of the racket going through. This is a fairly evenly balanced racket. It's a little different from how I thought on court. It's almost like, okay, so here's the other, this is the X.Lite 120 control, and they have the same frame shape. The 120 feels lighter, it's advertised lighter, and the weight feels like it's just at the tip here, whatever they've put in has been just at the end of the racket, which is actually kind of nice. It feels like there's a little bit behind it, even though it's a light racket, very maneuverable. It's got a big head, but it gives you a little bit of carve in your shot. All right, this green one is the V.Lite 120 control. This is the Foresta Tsuki racket, and it's got the traditional stringing pattern, straight up and down, that is, but a what do you call it? Teardrop shape. This is so light, so fast. You can get this thing through the air 1,000 miles an hour. I would have a problem with this when if I'm out of position. You know, it's one thing when I'm sitting there in a court and I'm just swinging away with no pressure on. I feel like I can really use this to good effect, but if I'm under a lot of pressure, I would be worried about the head lightness of this. This is for someone who wants to get good at the kind of quick attacks and wants a very fast moving racket. Right, so we've got two teardrop fan shaped rackets. The 115 control is the Coll model, and this is the fan shape, gives you that sweet spot that's a little higher up, a little more power. The weight in this feels like it's about here. There's like a little more weight in this part of the frame, so it does have, it's not like it's a little head heavy, but it feels like it still feels solid in the sense that that weight is where the sweet spot kind of is. So you actually feel like there's a lot behind each shot, even though it's a pretty light racket. I didn't get to measure any of these on my scale, so I have to do it by feel. Right, so this feels great. It took me a while to get used to the fan stringing pattern, but I think that's a very nice one, actually. I really like that Coll. Now here's the Mazen Hesham. Take this plastic off so it doesn't sound weird. Same fan shape pattern, and this is the V.Lite 125 control. This feels more head heavy than the Coll one. Now that I'm hitting with them side by side, it's funny how it changes your perception. But this feels like the weighting is way up here in the top of the head, and it feels really nice. I think my favorite of these is probably the Shabana. I'm a little torn I like the extra weight in the 130. I might have to put this, at the top, the Shabana close behind. I think I'm gonna put Mazen Hesham next. I would have to get used to that fan pattern, but I think I would like the way this feels. A little bit head heavier, a little something behind each shot. Coll is very close behind. It feels, I can't decide between the Coll, Mazen Hesham ones. In my hands right here, it feels amazing. I'm just worried that this would be, like I thought on second glance, that it would be not enough in the top of the head. It feels more in the handle. And this last one, the Foresta Tsuki, boy, it feels like someone who knew what they were really doing could really play well with this. So I'm just worried. It's so light, it's so maneuverable that I would start to kind of break down if and when my technique broke down. It would cause me problems. Feels great in the hand, but maybe tough under pressure.
Thanks for watching, and thanks to Ben from Squash Gear for letting me test out these rackets. I hope this video was helpful.